is we're going to be intentional, we're going to be accountable, and we're going to do the work.
Yeah, I get 2025.
I consider it.
I don't parent. I can't watch you.
Mana have to tell Randa. Daddy, can you see me? Mommy, can you see me?
Do you know? Dubalang, Sunny Bonani. Hello, my M&H Queens. My name is Leo, and I am with
KholokgadiTalks. Hello.
Hello. We're back again with another beautiful episode. Yeah, Talk, honey. We are going to be having conversations with purpose, right? So we are reporting live from Mummy and I Beauty Bar. This is a hair salon all the way in the north. It's right next to Northgate, and it is owned by Bonso Muila. We are really so grateful for Bonso for plugging us and have conversations with purpose.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so we're just gonna get straight into things and start this conversation with a quote. My friend, I saw this quote that just hit me. Hey, come on. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you guys! Yes, so I wanna start off our year with a quote. Let me read this to you, Khulu. It says, remember, as long as you are still breathing, it's never too late to start a new beginning. I think this just spoke to me so much because of just everything that I've been through with Milk and Honey. And most importantly, the highlight was this event that I went to in December. I went to a book launch, and this was my first book launch, by the way. So, new beginnings. Yes. First book launch, but yes, I went there to go and do a live on events, right? To go work new beginnings once again, right? Starting new things. Wandile Liana was launching her book. She's a pageant queen, so she wrote a pageant handbook to just, spread a little bit more of the, literature. When you are in beauty, it's more than just in pageantry. It's more than just the pageantry. Also, sponsorships, the admin, everything else that goes, with it. So I just loved being in this space. It was just a burst of new beginnings, and I loved it. I love showing up for myself and just starting new things, man, Khulu. Starting new things. So yeah, this quote is just highlighting for me, and it's just giving me that thing out there. Same code. Now let's start.
Yeah.
What does this quote say to you?
Oh no. It's my level myself fan.
Hey, yeah.
So the quote for me, it highlights the breathing part.
Yes.
The breathing part, because first of all, the threat to our breathing for a while. So now that the breathing is there, and I think it highlights how we don't haranagi, like haranagi. When we just breathing, people are entitled to their breathing. It's like something that's just it's a brick wall of a house. It's there until it's not there, until we're not breathing, until and then we realize, oh no, actually guys, breathing is quite important. And for me, why it highlights the breathing is because in December I started my new journey of yoga.
Oh my gosh, how was that? Guys, I've never done yoga. Oh my goodness.
Right. So I started a class and yoga. So I have this lovely lady. Her name is Mbali. And
shout out to Mbali. We can't wait to meet Mbali.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So Mbali is a yoga instructor. And she I met her at gym.
Oh,
so
yes.
At gym and we met and she was just like, girl, girl, let me tell you. And then we just
new beginnings.
So we clicked. I met her last year at gym and then we just clicked. We clicked and then she told me that she's a yoga instructor and I was like, okay.
Yeah?
Come la.
Tell me more.
Come do this. Let's do this, you know?
Yes.
And I didn't realize, guys, there's a wrong way to breathe. Guys,
Wrong way to
like, we don't know how to breathe. And this quotation is saying, as long as we're still breathing.
Yes.
As long as we're still breathing. Mara, what are we doing? What are we doing? Huh? Okay.
Hey, but
This one, guys.
hey, I know it's again.
Everything.
Right.
We are rushing.
January.
We are rushing through the breakers. I don't know January.
Hey, school fees. Hey, ho. Hey. I'm a heart attack. Angaba my just in this month.
Where do we first see when something is painful? You first you lose control of your breathing.
Yes.
Heartbreak.
Yeah.
Like when you start crying or I when you are in love and they took my breath away. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything is through breathing, guys. It's not like a breathing, guys. We don't breathing for granted. We take our breathing for granted. So I think that the quote, just for me, it highlights like the importance of the breathing that kind of drives us to our new beginning. So like I feel like knowing it's never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late for you to say, okay, let me see what this breathing can do for me. And you take note of your breathing,
Do you know what? When we were prepping, Kholo, I loved what you said, and I'm hoping that you still remember what you said. But when the analogy that you made about yoga and when you are breathing,
oh yes,
it's how to just appreciate.
Yes,
so I love that.
Yes, so basically, basically what we said was with yoga, what yoga essentially teaches us is how we breathe, like our breathing. We have dead weight inside of us, dead weight that comes from our emotions, our unresolved emotions. Unresolved emotion. The emotion sits inside of you. The emotion doesn't come out. We're constantly strong. We're constantly, trying to get through life. We're constantly trying to move along with life. And what breathing does is when you take that breath from outside, from God, and you put it inside, you give those dead emotions life. And when you wake them up, you give them the source to make them come out. So we breathe life into our dead weight, our dead emotions that are heavy on us, and we give them life in order for them to get released. So, I learned that through yoga. Not me, guys.
Not you, guys.
Not my wisdom.
You learned that when you started doing new things, new beginnings.
Reaching and you realize, hey guys, there's certain parts that actually need to be correct. My body that I didn't know. So it's just that breathing. That's why this quote is very, very significant for me right now. And I love it. I love the idea. I love now actually when I talk to someone, I'm very cautious about their breathing as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. Because now you can actually tell this person is nervous, because their breathing creates their vibration.
Oh yeah.
And then high vibration, that thing really offish, you can feel man.
I want to learn how to breathe.
How comfortable when you want to cry, the first thing that gets affected is your breathing, your heart rate, your chest. So for me, the breathing it's the highlight of this quote for me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Let's unpack it. Let's get into it. Breathing. let's talk about breathing. How are you breathing? You know, we are parents. We are parenting. You did mention that it's January and a lot of things are happening. How are you handling it in your life, this breathing department? And, you know, how do you take your breathing moments? I mean, yes. Okay.
So, like, before the yoga,
Yes.
before the yoga, I didn't realize that I wasn't breathing. And a lot of the time, you would walk into someone's space and why do you look so dead? But you are dead because no, you're not breathing. You know, like there's no life in you. There is no life because you're just constantly like, and it's not coming out because you're always doing things in a rush. I'm in a rush to get to work. I'm in a rush to come back home. I'm in a rush to clean. I'm in a rush to cook. I'm in a rush to check the boys. I'm in a rush to do that. I'm in a rush to do that. And then now you realize, okay, no. Have a chopping.
Yes.
Chop. Stop.
Yeah.
Breathe. Dintho tsa lefatshe ha di tlo fela. Ke sekolo fees, ke transport, ke dijo, ke uniform. It's not
Challenges don't go anywhere.
It does not end. We are on a constant loop of all of this. But now, for you to gather yourself, you need to be able to. So not as everything I'm going through as the mom, the colleague, the sister, the wife, the mother.
Yes, the everything.
Everything comes and then you sit there and you're just like. So one of the nice parts I liked about this past festive is
Yes.
my kids to go visit.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know.
You know what the next question is gonna be. Phela last time, the last time, Kulu was asking us, why do you need a break? Why do you need a break? Don't tell us about a break. So maybe this is a good chance.
It's like a little thing.
Maybe this is a good chance to talk.
So
yeah.
And then my break comes because I need a relationship with other people outside of my relationship with them, right?
Yes.
And the people that they have to have relationships with, like they are all the way in Limpopo, I'm all the way in Joburg.
So it's a long time.
It's a long distance for me to say, come back this week. No. So for them, they need to go. But in the same sense, it's not a thing that I'm like, no ways. I keep a Kobe. And another thing is, even when they're not around, half the things I do is in their name. So I will, going to yoga is actually in their name. Because then what? Then the kids are here. Now I can't move. Now I'm gonna use them as an excuse to say I'm not living because I've got kids. No.
Because breathing we must.
If it means we're okay sharp, unfortunately the finances are I will take the lessons. I will take them home. Guys, this is what I learned from my last session. How to learn fast. Let me continue the yoga. Let me teach the boys how to. Let me involve them in my self-care routine. Because at the end of the day, at their age, the age they're at, they just need involvement. Involvement. You can't wish them away. And oh my God, me. Dude, you've been memeing for 20 plus years, Bambo for 7 years. 7 years, Nyana, is 7 years. You've had your own entire life for the 25 to 30 years that you've had it with before you had these kids. All of a sudden, 5-7 years. 10 years until they're at a place where they are independent, where they can say, actually mama, let me put a break on your yoga. Let me get to something else with my other people.
Find my own ways to breathe.
And find my own relationships that I want to establish. We're raising them now so that we don't have to raise them later.
Yes, and I love that, Kulu. And I think, just this just takes us back to as well when you're doing things, when you're breathing, the breathing.
Yes.
From a young age.
Yes. Because
Because where were you breathing at their age?
Negative like I And then now you realize, well, actually, guys, it is
Yes.
and it's going to help them with regulation and all of that. It's going to help them a lot. I can't wait for them. We're going to start all of this. We're absolutely going to start all of this, and it's going to be such a
beautiful thing.
Sure.
Right?
And I'm excited about doing it with them.
With them as well, right? Right. I like that too, Kulu. But you know what I just realized from our conversation as well? Because we've been talking about this conversation, Kulu. But the one thing that I just realized is that I actually think I don't know how to breathe.
No one does.
When you were saying that, I realized a little longer I don't know how to breathe. Because now I'm thinking to myself, okay, now what do I do when my kids are not awake? Like, how do I breathe? Because for such a long time, and it became my daughter and then my son. So it's like I'm just finding new ways to breathe, and I'm a homebody. So what I do, I just find that comfort in waking up early while everyone is still sleeping and just getting my breathing time, feeding the birds, just be in that good mental space. By the time they wake up, I'm just so energized. I'm just so happy. Like, hey, let's try again. Let's start new beginnings today. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like, I just think like in that breathing department, I'm a work in progress.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for ways to breathe with my daughter as well, with my son. I mean, we do have dates where we breathe, but breathing without my children is just something that I'm learning how to do. I'm looking forward, like, this is a breathing moment, This actually is a breathing moment because I'm away, and I'm
Doing something for you.
Doing something for me, and I'll get back home feeling so much more energized.
And you have something to tell them.
Yes.
This is what mommy did without you.
This is what
story.
Exactly.
Just as much as they will come back and give you stories about this is what I did without you.
Yes, right. Absolutely beautiful, but I'm enjoying that. But besides, my new journey of going into breathing by myself, I really appreciate, my mom. And even though after a day, I'm missing my kids so much, and I cannot take it. But just having that support structure, having that space to be able to say, okay. Usually, but it's just like no one, just me. And I really appreciate it. I appreciate the people that also give us support structure. Yes! Support structures are so important.
I wanted to also ask you a question.
Yes.
How do you think our kids breathe? How do you think, what do they need to breathe from? What do they need to breathe out of their system? So it's such an interesting time right now that we're in terms of these kids having big emotions. Being exposed to so much. And I think one of the things that we don't do as adults that we don't realize is that our inability to breathe translates to the kids not being able to breathe. And then when they come back as a reflection of what you are, we then say, "Ooh, so good is that?" Ooh. And then you realize, no. He's unable to regulate because I'm unable to regulate. He's unable to regulate. He's unable to identify, or he's unable to experience his feelings. Because I'm unable to do that. Once we all learn how to breathe, especially as adults, it's easier for us to see and identify it in your child to say, breathe out. Calm down. Gwena, my firstborn has a stutter. Like he's got a stutter when he's a bit excited about something. And then daddy and mommy have to say to him, calm down. Breathe in, breathe out. And he needs to be aware of the fact that I try to say that whole sentence without breathing, and then he stops and goes, okay, mama, this is what I wanted to tell you. This is what I wanted to tell you. And in just doing that, we realized, kids go through a lot.
Yay!
They go through a lot. They are experiencing so much, whether it's because of their parents, whether it's because of the relationships they're forming on their own.
Yeah.
Because children are exposed to different things, and then and sharing that information, and then the child can't come back to ask you about it, and this child needs to process Aliwan at 7 years old.
Oh yes.
Learning how to breathe then becomes very vital for us to teach it to our kids, because they also need a break.
Our kids need a break. Do you know how to are so cool? Like, you're just reminding me about the shouting. I've been thinking a lot about the shouting, and I think my kids, they need a break, and I've been actively trying to give my kids a break from shouting. I was watching this video, and they were talking about seduction. It was a video about seduction, and I wasn't really interested until they spoke about kids. And they were like, do you know, if you begin to use a seductive tone when you communicate, things, for example, like just handle. Nala, I don't. No, mommy doesn't like it when you do that. Please, my love. There's just a difference. Sometimes I lose it and then keep on communicating, and I'm shouting and then I think to myself, oh, wait a minute, what if I use a bit of a seductive tone? And the difference. The difference.
It's huge.
Yeah.
The difference will be huge.
The difference will be huge.
Especially.
It's so much better. The home is peaceful. The home is peaceful, because when I give my kids that energy, they give me that energy as well.
It's that whole reflection.
And then when they give me that energy, now I want to shout. Why are you shouting at me? Why are you shouting at? So I'm just trying to be very, very mindful about that. That's how I give my kids a break. I think my kids need a break. I think a lot of kids need a break from the shouting.
Yeah, shouting, the dishes, the homework. Just as much as we need breaks, the kids need breaks too. The kids need a break from you entirely. Kids need to go and form relationships with other people. Your children deserve to have a relationship with their grandmother, uncle, aunts, whoever is interested in having the same relationship with them. So, firstly, I love how you say, Khole, you were shouting, but you understand how your shouting came from a place of not breathing.
Yeah. And you know what? As soon as I started to walk down back to my inner child, that's where I made this realization. Why am I shouting? What happened to me that I'm shouting?
And you realize, now me tapping into that, make me angry, and triggered, and then you get to a point where you're just like, actually, no. But when you can identify that, it's great, right? Identifying it coupled with, I think the fact that you're aware of that and how to go back to that. It's exciting, because now once you start your breathing and you start learning about the breathing patterns and couple those together, chances of you not being a tree hugging mommy are very low. Peaceful, zenny.
Guys, can we as much as we need a break,
always think about that as well.
So breathe. And I've been observing, I don't know, I just have a soft spot for kids. I really do have a soft spot for kids. So everywhere I go, I'm always observing Bana. And funny enough, when you were saying Mutosa breathing, I can see that in kids as well. And it hurts. It's not nice.
It's not nice.
And what do? I begin to speak to the kids. So what's going on with you? you know what? You will find out.
The kids want to be seen by a person.
Yes.
Right.
They want to be heard.
So I think the greatest part of kids not being able to breathe. When you meet a child and you can see like I said,
yeah,
you can identify a person who can be a girl.
Man. When I'm out of
There's no life, man. That's another thing we don't understand. It's breath. We need to breathe in. We need to breathe in and out and breathe we need to acknowledge our breaths. We need to acknowledge the break between the breaths. I read in one of the books that I read when I was still in varsity. Osho.
Yes.
I think he's long gone now. A meditator. One of those monkey.
Yes.
Osho. I was obsessed with Osho. So Osho once, I forgot which book it was because there's a lot of books and the books are based off of his talks that he used to give.
Oh, okay.
So Osho spoke about the space between breathing in and breathing out.
Yes.
That pause area. I feel like now people will be aware of it because we're talking about it.
Yeah.
But you've never in your life thought about that space. How? Do you understand? When you now breathe out, there's that exchange space.
Yeah.
That exchange space is still nothingness. Poof. Death. We breathe in. To breathe out, we need to die for that little, just jiffy of a second. And then we breathe out to show us, you're back again.
Yes.
That pause, we call it. That pause in between your breaths, you need to be able to identify. And when you give life to the emotions that you do have in the space of breathing, you let them come out. You let those feelings walk out of you.
I get it exactly, and I remember there was this day where I was really going through it. I was crying, and it was a lot. I think it was a hell week for me because it was just a lot of emotions. And I remember I was sitting in the car, and there's just something that came over me, Kulu, to take a deep breath in. And I took this deep breath, but what I did, I held it in for as long as I could until I couldn't take it in anymore. I don't know, and I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew was that I needed to breathe. And I held it in, Kulu. I held it in. Now, no, I just let it go. That release, my girl. Woo! That moment. That release, and I saw to myself that every time I would find myself in spaces where everything is just too much for me and I don't know what to do and I need to breathe, I'm going to use that exercise. And as simple as it is, because I don't know, maybe sometimes we think we need more. We think we need more. But that's all I needed in that moment. I didn't release. Those things were gone. Those things were gone.
You gave them life to work out.
Yes!
Breathe life into every circumstance.
Ooh. Yes.
That's my breathing tactic for my year. That's how I'm going to start this year with the boys. I need to teach my boys. And you know, it bothered me. Like, I think this year was difficult for me in terms of everything.
Yeah.
But mostly because of work.
Yeah.
And me working and being away from the boys.
Yeah.
It was really, really hard. It was such a hard adjust to a point where I genuinely thought in my head it made sense for me to, okay, now that I work, I can break away from the boys and give them their own life, but they're still young, they still need me. So now I'm like, no, girl, okay, sharp. I had my separation anxiety. I found ways to go and deal with it. I thought it was being away from the boys, but no, it's not being away from the boys, because that creates more anxiety for me. And then I started looking at now the boys' behavior now.
Yes.
The boys' behavior has changed tremendously from the boys that I used to live with when I was a full-time mom at home. Now that I'm working, it's like I don't even know who you guys are. But then I don't know who you guys are because I'm not there pouring into you guys anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone else is, and I'm not. People who are angry from their own problems are pouring into my kids.
Ooh.
But to buy them are pouring into my kids. People, teachers, they're pouring into my kids, and I'm not there to regulate everything that's being poured into my kids. Ooh. Because why? I'm working after 6-7 years of not working. Now I needed to adjust. Now I needed to stop and realize, why are these kids like this? Instead of blaming teacher, papa, malomi, blame everyone around me, I stopped and I said, what am I pouring into these kids now? Who am I pouring into my kids? And then with the breathing exercises that made me come back and realize, no, there is life inside. Now it's easy for me to say, okay, I need to breathe back life into them. Because now I'm breathing life into myself.
Yes.
Woo!
I love that one.
So this year, Rahema.
Guys, Rahema. I love that.
We are guiding our children into breathing.
Yay.
Because they need to breathe.
They need to breathe
We need emotionally secure kids.
Yeah.
We need emotionally strong. Not strong. I don't like saying strong.
Yeah.
No, emotionally secure. Crying. Guys, crying is not a negative emotion. No. Crying is a release. Ooh. It's a vehicle of releasing the pent up energies that are inside. It's a vehicle. Allah guide the cry.
Yes.
Shouting, I'm not gonna lie, I used to shout.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old cries a lot. Now we need to now guide him into breathing instead of crying.
Oh, I love that, Kulu.
So when you do cry, you cry to release and you let them and say, okay, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. You can cry. Once you're done crying, come back so we can learn how to identify when you are crying.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter how far. You'll come back and you'll tell you.
That's what my daughter does. After she has her episodes, then because now I've stopped shouting at the episodes. So I let her have the episode.
Yeah.
And then she has the episode. And it doesn't take as long as it usually does. And then when she's done, she will tell me. And then she'll say, sorry, mommy. I didn't mean to cause, drama, but this is just how I was feeling. And this I didn't like. I didn't like when you said this and that. And that just also makes it just easier for us to now cut the crying part and get to the mommy. I don't like it. That one, the pushing, the chicaning part. Please, the shouting.
Let's have each other breathe.
Right.
Breathe.
Breathe and have a peaceful home.
Before you go into everything and anything else, just check your breathing. Fix your breathing. Let's go fix our breathing.
Let's go fix.
How do you get breathing?
Right. Yeah. Plus, you know what? I want to start. So,
definitely.
And did you say that she does kids yoga as well?
She does family yoga. She does couples yoga. She does kids. She does kids yoga just to playful. It's gorgeous how she does it.
Oh my word!
Absolutely love it. And definitely we'll be seeing her very soon.
Yes!
She's gonna be in our space.
Okay, Kulu. Arikane into the second part.
Yes.
Unpacking. New beginnings. Nah. What are some of your new beginnings this year? What do you want to start with? What do you want to,
It's going to be a trip.
starting this year.
Yeah. So, first things first, on my new beginnings list,
Yes.
as parent, as Khulu, is KholokgadiTalks is going to talk more.
Yes.
I need to talk to you guys more about, especially the space of parenting at our age, in our time. Parenting at today.
Yes.
Parenting in a bomme babugetsu. Parenting in a bomme buying.
Yes.
Buying school.
Yes.
Buy it and the 6 figures. Buy it and parenting ya role.
Yeah.
Parenting ya what we are being called the rebanna. Because because we do everything we're going to now. We drive, we drink, we smoke,
Yeah.
Let's come back and talk about that this year. I need to talk and unpack more about that. So my new beginnings this year, absolutely. I need to talk more and we need to engage more with you guys on
Parenting.
how to on parenting.
And you know what, Kulu, I loved what you said about, the intention for this platform and the what you intend to speak to mothers about. I really, really love that. Can you just take us through that one again, because it touched me. It touched me.
Basically what I said to Leo was that we're going to be intentionally parenting. We are going to be parents who parent intentionally. Not because of something that fell upon us.
Yes.
No. Guys, no. Kids are blessings. They are blessings.
Yes.
They are sometimes. But always because we're not old. We are going to now be accountable for our how if you can identify are you able to identify are you able to, if you can pick up your child's wrongs, can you pick up your own wrongs? Can you? Yes. Because that's what we do as parents. Hi, Monica talks back and also the biggest thing that I want definitely is we're going to be intentional, we're going to be accountable, and we're going to do the work. We're going to do the work. This is work. Parenting is work. It is work.
And if you don't put in the work,
it is work. It is work. And for us to say it's a mother's job, I know. And then later on, I feel like I need to yes, you need both. Because it takes 2 and not 1.
It does.
And it takes 2 to make, it takes 2 to raise, it takes 2.
It does.
I'm not saying let's be in the same space as lovey-dovey as Mara. We can also co-parent with our individual others that didn't work out romantically. It can work out co-parentingly.
Absolutely.
It can, and we need to have more necessary conversations around that. We need to now highlight the fact that, guys, my relationship with my child and his relationship with his child has nothing to do with either of us. Nothing to do with either.
Yes.
Nothing to do with that. These are conversations we need to start having honestly, and we need to call ourselves out.
We do
For being guys, 2025.
Yeah, 2025.
I reckon Daddy, can you see me? Mommy, can you see me?
Do you know that I like I was saying, I was like observing Bana, and as I'm observing, I observed a mother and a child. The son is right there next to mommy, saying to mommy, "Mama, I love you." Mama was doing everything else. I had to say, "Mawe, mana arwah." And I think it's just those little things. It's those little things. Yeah, and then you know. So yeah, but we need to, I like that.
Have more intentional conversation on parenting.
Be more intentional about parenting.
So
yeah,
in the new beginnings year, also my favorite is that we need new beginnings. We need to start speaking the language of it. I'm not saying babble.
Yes.
We need to learn how to communicate with our children from their perspective, not our own perspective.
Yes.
Because how do you know someone is learning something you're teaching if I'm the only one that's going to be talking about it? If I'm saying to Leo, 1 + 1 = 2, but Leo can't talk back and say, but it is 2 because I added this and I added that and then. So I need to now say, okay, Leo, I've told you so much. So what can you tell me about what you've learned? Yes, and funny enough, I'm starting to do that with the reading. For so long, I've been reading to Nala, and I just read to her, and that's that. But recently, I've started to say, what's the story about? What do you understand of what you're
And my, oh my, I'm so surprised by my daughter. She names and she's so sharp and she's here. And I wasn't going to find out because and then
no. And especially how when I I always say to my 3-year-old.
And
my 3-year-old.
Yes.
Go kitchen I think I was cooking and washing the dishes and I was just busy go kitchen and the dad is sitting down with the boys and whatever, and then he wanted me in that time.
Yes.
I was like, Mama, sit down. I'm like, okay, this is about to get interesting. I'm going to sit down by a 3-year-old. I'm like, okay, Kadila fights. Papa, please go wash the dishes then. And the dad is like, what is this child doing?
What are you saying?
And then he crawls up on me and then he cuddles me. And he just hugged me and he embraced me. And in that moment, I'm like, okay, I can see KholokgadiTalks. And then I obviously come on, I was doing those things at that time.
Yeah.
So I said to him, okay, no, I watched the dad and he was just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And then he just, he didn't do it. All right, no problem. At a later stage,
yes,
I'm like, what I needed to happen was for you to do what he told you to do. Number 1, to show that
yes.
Number 2, we need to also establish when he needs something. We might not understand why he needed that hug. Because he can't say, I'm sad, please hug me. But he needed that hug, and the only way for him to get that hug was for him to sit me down and get what he needed. Another part that I thought was very, very, very interesting in watching that unfold was how after that I said to him, okay, let mommy finish. She's done. And when I'm finished, we're gonna sit here together.
Yes.
We're gonna eat from one plate, or I'm gonna feed you.
Yes.
But I'm gonna be with you.
Yes.
And then he's like, okay. And then he let me go. I didn't shout. I didn't throw him.
Yes.
I didn't. So we put him down and then and then, but he's 3. He can't tell me what he's feeling. He can't. We read Lanka Foster, he can't. But the fact that he could show me what I want you, I need you right now. That's the only thing I I could allow to happen
Yes.
in that space.
Wow, man, Kholo. Oh, man. And you know what? As you're talking, I'm also thinking about, what do I want to... How do I want to start? What new beginnings do I want? And I'm honestly thinking about showing up more, especially for my children. It's been a very hectic time, and the thing that I wanted to do more of, or my new beginnings, just start showing up a little bit more, because I've been so overwhelmed with my daughter growing up, overwhelmed with now having 3 kids, doing everything, and I think it's starting these new beginnings. I want to start with more time with my little ones, more playtime, more breathing time, more time. And it's just like my daughter and I, we've already started, just me putting my phone down, focusing my time, putting my phone down and just going, well, let's let it game, go crazy, just game, just sometimes cost-effective things, a lot of ice cream. And I think really, and if we are extending it out of parenting, just showing up for myself this year and showing up for my children is definitely a big flex, and showing up for myself. So yeah, new beginnings. New beginnings, a beautiful conversation, Kholokgadi.
All the time.
And may you have a awesome year. May you have the year that you intend to have.
Thank you so much.
Everything is possible.
Thank you so much.
We are bringing you fire conversations this year. We are not playing.
And then it's only color out. Totally color out.
We must talk. Thank you so much, Kholokgadi, for joining me.
Thank you, Leah.
Thank you to everyone who is watching. Thank you so much. This is Milk and Honey, the female movement. This is KholokgadiTalks. We are out of here. Ta-ta!
Rico, Mommy and I.
Rico, Mommy and I. Yes, Rico, Mommy and I. I don't want a Mommy and I.